our parents, people who have experience in parenting already. Mommy, I want to ask, as a parent, do you believe that parents have natural tendencies of spoiling their children when it comes to being, correcting some certain behaviors? Like by nature, every parent, especially parent of this our own generation, I'm not saying it, I'm asking you, that she believe the parents actually man neglect I want some things that they actually should. Because where I'm going is that and a child now these days now, okay, let me even ask, do you believe that children nowadays are more disrespectful than our own age when we were growing up? Do we agree? Are we agreeing?
This wing is
Yes.
agreeing.
That our more seeing, they are very they don't send they don't send you. And they don't send who send you.
One bad. One yacht.
So, Mom, what do you think is your problem? Clear because let me not even go further. Let me just leave it there.
Ní tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ni wípé ó depend lérí at times parents wọ́n nípa gidi láti kó lórí ọmọ. For my own aspect, ọkọ mi ó lè mọ àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ gidi.
Nice one.
So,
Tough
but
love.
in fact, there was a time tí Debbie tó lọ wo resort ẹ̀ ní cafe.
Okay.
So, bó ṣe rí resort yẹn tó rí pé is it your resort? Only no. Because òun gan mọ̀ pé wọ́n ti gbogbo resort yẹn F ni. F délẹ̀. So, bí dájú ṣe rí bẹ́ẹ̀ ó kọ̀ọ̀kan bọ̀rà. Resort ẹ̀ lè ní no daddy ṣe mọ̀ at the end of the day wọ́n lọ check wọ́n rí pé kì í ṣe resort Debbie. So then ìgbà tó délé ni Debbie bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí sunkún. Debbie bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí sunkún pé daddy beat me ìgbà ṣe pé àwọn ṣe lójú àwọn boys. Ó sunkún mo wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí pẹ̀tẹ̀ má bínú. Ibi tí mo ti ń pẹ̀tẹ̀ ní daddy ti dé kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ kí ló ń sọ ṣe mọ̀ ó depend ṣé tí bàbá bá lè mọ́mọ́ kí ìyá náà kó jẹ́wọ́ fún un. Because tí bàbá bá ti wà tún hà lérí ọmọ ìbẹ̀rù gan wá. And in fact lórí Ìdèjì gan doctor ó ṣe mistake sí paper kan in fact ọ̀rọ̀ tó gbọ́ lẹ́nu dájì in fact dísìn gan Ìdèjì sì sọ pé dájì nǹkan báyìí lérí pé mo ṣe mistake kan ẹ wò bí dájì ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ tó ṣe gbá. So mi lè sọ pé wọ́n jẹ̀bi because èèyàn gbọ́dọ̀ mọ̀ bí ó ṣe mú ọmọ ẹ̀ ó bá mú ní ọwọ́ líle kó tún dẹ̀ fún so that a lè cover.
Wow, see, just clap for mommy. She's the first person that has highlighted different roles now. She has said daddies, tough love, mommies, tender love. I mean, no be so. No be so.
Okay, please.
Okay, it can be inverted. Daddies can be the soft love. Hey, whoa.
But I think somebody has to be a little bit hard. Okay. I think we've not yet answered one of my questions. Though. Okay, give Comfort the mic. Let's hear what Comfort has to say.
I want to answer your question on the bully.
Thank you.
Yes.
Please, I was about to ask that also.
To me, I also think it's both parents that has a role to play there.
So I think we all believe that both parents do, but who has more?
Yeah.
Who do you think the child respects and fears in the house? Who carries that figure of today?
I want to imagine the child has a low self-esteem at home.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe someone that the father or maybe the mother, anyways. I don't know how to differentiate, but let's just say it like this.
Okay.
The father is someone like you were beaten in school, and Kirito should not say father, like is that.
Okay.
You understand? So if it's someone like that at home, that any small mistake, he gets punished or stuff like that. I want to believe the child would not want to experience the same outside home. And that's what's going to cause this bullying attitude outside. But for me, I think the mother is still most at fault.
The
Because
father.
the mother,
The mother.
yes. Because as a mother, you should know the attributes, the behaviors of your children, and you should be quick to correct the bad ones. So maybe the mother is not attentive enough, because there's no matter what the child is doing outside, it's impossible for the mother not to notice. So that's it.
Okay, thank you. Now I want to ask another question. We said something now that both parents actually can be hard or soft, but at least one has to be. Okay, so now let me use myself as an example. While I was growing up, because I want to get to one point. While I was growing up, my dad was not always around. So right from small, we actually feared Momsi, because Momsi was a hard one. Do you get? So because that was not when Popsi comes back, he's always dad just come, the good daddy give us money and take us out and stuff. But if it's Momsi, go and wash the plate, go and clean the house, go and fetch water, go and do this. She's always with extra, not just mouth, with slippers and cane and stuff. So growing up, she was a hard one, and we actually feared her for that. So she got us to do things with that nature. But as a guy man now, you enter secondary school, primary school, you finish. You enter secondary school, your muscles are already growing. You understand? You're already getting taller. You and Momsi don't enter the same height. Do you know that the mother would definitely lose? The mother is not growing any stronger, but the boy is growing stronger every day. So it got to a point where I was standing up to my mom. No, I'm saying it. So I actually, as I was growing up, I actually oppressed my mom. Yeah, I oppressed my mom. I only feared my dad, and he was always around. So I was the champion in the house. Do you understand? So do you think that as a father, you can actually be soft? Because if you are raising girls, fine. But if you are raising people like us, as a man, what do you think you should do? Can you give guys the mic, or even ladies? Anybody can answer.
Should a man be soft? How?
Okay, if you had me as your son, how would you have corrected me?
With enough beating, enough beating. You deserve. They should beat you. Because and Mumi, from childhood, we grew up together, and we had almost the same attributes. Me too, I was terrorizing my mom. In fact, but I thank God that before my daddy passed away, he experienced it, and he was always there. If we hear them, if I shout to my mom like this, there was a day I didn't even know he was in the bathroom. So my mom now called me to come and eat. So, I'm not ready. My father came out of that bedroom wearing towel alone.
You go collect.
He beat.
I remember daddy.
He was always there. He must not hear any sign of disrespect. So it was, as the moment he died like this, I had my mom say, who will help me take care of this boy? Because she knew that was another terror. But as he passed, that lesson came, and I understood why he didn't want me to be that. So I saw the reason. I didn't understand it initially. I was going through that, as a teenager, I was going through that age of rebellion, where I would see her as, I was having issues with ladies. Ladies were, so I was having that issue, but my dad saw it, and then he was curbing it, but I didn't understand. But when he passed, then I now knew the reason why. I saw my mom as a friend. I saw her as my partner. Not that when we argue a bit, we were still arguing, but I now knew the reason why I shouldn't do that. Though he didn't explain, he was always using force. Small thing, I don't chop slap like 2 times. But later on, I now understood why I shouldn't do that. So I think it is, even though, no matter how soft a father is, he should have that fear. You just see your father like this, you should be afraid. I don't want to hear reason, just see him as an image of Okumonso, fear, Holy Spirit, with chop eating. I think it helps. It just creates that balance.
Okay, thank you. I think our time is, you want to say something? Our time is,
People that yeah, they've not spoken.
even that wing itself, they've not said anything.
Let's help them. One person.
Yeah, let's have a line. But
choose
please,
a
2 minutes.
representative.
2 minutes.
Oh yeah, come
Or 1
forward
minute.
now. Oh, yeah.
We have many hands. Oh.
Please clap for them. Eshe.
David,
Okay,
2 or 1 minute here.
2 minutes.
So that we can have more people to
Okay.
contribute.
Talking about the bully, I grew up something like you. My dad is
Okay.
not always around, but my mom is always around. So when my mommy have this technique of training us, my daddy can come home with us once and dash all of you money the same way. And my daddy can come home and all of you will chop beating throughout, depending on what my
The
mommy
news.
tell you.
So you guys feared Popsy.
So everybody, when you hear daddies, we intend to do our best to get a good report from Momsy. So if Mommy tell you, I will call daddy for you. If Momsy tell you, I will call daddy for you.
These ones are doing yeah.
Everybody in the, my mom is a politician. My mommy she's nice.
Okay.
She handle us, she can handle us. At some point, we also want to, but when my daddy only have one word, hello David, Ufega. From where he is, you understand. That one word, oh David. The mommy say, he doesn't talk too much. He just finish Ufega. That Ufega, he can come. We have stopped beating because we carried first, and my mom did not agree.
Thank you.
That we play rough. She did not agree that we carry forward, and all of us stopped eating in the house. So, I just feel that someone needs to be tough,
And someone needs to.
and I feel that most of the time, the parents and the mothers pay attention a lot. So I feel
Brothers.
my mother was a politician. She play and keep panky. She's one that can deliver you. She's one that will allow you to beat them to beat you, and she's one that will beg you at last. But she's one that will go by you to eat that king. But I long run, I want you two stop. You two don't do this. You two don't do this.
Okay, thank you very
So
much. Please, can we appreciate David? Please, let's have. We don't have time anymore. We are behind time. So please, I want to just give one more person the chance. Olaya Tibamai. After Olaya, let's have Bro Femi. He was actually our daddy
Our Agba.
in Down to Earth. So after Olaya, we'll have Bro Femi.
Okay, praise God. I believe
1
the
minute,
thing
1 minute.
is, nobody necessarily needs to be soft. Because, for example, my parents,
Sorry,
I
come
know-
again. I didn't get
I
that.
said none of the parents necessarily need to be soft.
Okay.
My parents, for an
Voila.
example,
Both of them can be hard.
yes, I called my mom when I was younger, Fadi Yoloro. If you watch Yoruba movies, you understand what I mean. Like any small thing, she will beat you. But then, my dad does not necessarily need to beat you. But that once, he might beat you once in a year.
But that was.
But that one's
No finish.
it's covered for all. So the thing is, the thing is, the parents need to just be there when the child needs to like vent. For example, when I grew a bit older, and different children are different. Children are different from one another. When I grew a bit older and I became a little bit rebellious,
Okay.
my dad necessarily knew, quote and unquote, if he beats me, he can't do anything to me. Like, in my mind, I'll be like, Chibike no mean, not to be. So he sat me down and explained things to me like, you shouldn't do this because of this. You shouldn't do this because of this and the likes like that. And when it came to the point of when I now have misunderstanding with my dad too, it's my mom that was sitting down and be like, Olama Sheba into reply and the likes. I believe it's a place of you creating that rapport that your children can come to you whenever they have problems. Not necessarily you vent all the time. You just create the place of correction and the place of friendship. That's what I believe.
Thank you very much. Can we appreciate him? Please, bro Femi.
Ẹ pàtẹ́wọ́.
Let's appreciate him. Our senior pioneers.
Thank you. I want to.
Sir, can
respond
you come so that people can see your face? So that I'm a sorrow.
I want to respond to
Until they raise
if a father has to be tough or not.
Okay, sir.
Well, I think in a home, everybody needs to have the sense of belonging. A father does not really need to be tough. You have to be loving. But you have to maintain a standard. Like if you have somebody like my first child, he was a very tough boy when he was young. So at 2, from what I discovered, at 2, he knows what he's doing and he's aware of everything he's doing. I gave him 2 strokes of the cane. Be careful. At 4, I told him, excuse me, when I give an instruction, you follow my instruction. You don't always have your way. But we just have to maintain that standard. Because when I was much younger, I know what I did with my parents. So, and I can't allow such a thing to happen to me. So we have to maintain a standard at home. A father does not really need to be tough. Everybody must have a sense of belonging. We have to be loving in our family. Do you understand?
Definitely.
But there must be a standard. The child must not be, you must not grow, or you must not be tougher than your father. It's not possible.
You can't be tougher than your
It's not
father.
possible.
Have you heard?
It's not possible.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Can
you.
we appreciate it? But
Thank you,
I think
thank you.
enforcing that standard, your children will see you as tough actually, and I think that's the tough they were talking about.
Yeah.
I just want to drop one comment before we have, I don't know if Shalom also has anything to say. Have a barrister. I think the reason why children these days are the way they are now is because we are actually neglecting this side of parental upbringing or child upbringing. Because now our parents are extremely soft. So I think that's why children are the way they are. I think that's my own opinion anyway. Yeah, because if children get this kind of upbringing, I think they will know what to do when they are in society. Thank you. Please, can we welcome
Thank you.
Pastor Eliezer?
Are you tired? Keep clapping.
All right. I believe some of you know my parents, and which of them do you think is soft? Huh? Which of them do you think is soft? There's no software in my family. But yes, daddies have that power. They don't need to beat you all the time. But they can give you just 1 or 2 legendary beating in your life. And from then on, you will become subject to authority. Amen. I remember one girl was telling me that her dad only beat her once. She was crying for 2 days. She was so traumatized. She would wake up and cry, try to hit and cry. Everything was just crying and crying. Okay. God has built, the reason why we went in this dimension is that God has built both man and woman with the capacity to be who they want to be, to function effectively both in the society and in the home, which is the principal thing. Now, the way God made man, the first thing about the natural composition of a man and woman, apart from the sex organ, the first thing there is that at 8 months in the womb, something happened to the brain of a male child. And that's the way every man is made. Sets of testosterone were released that separated the brain into the right and left brain. Now, the right brain is for creativity, intuitiveness, and all that. But the left brain is basically for logic. And that is why man is a logical being. So, in terms of judgments, a woman can detect and discern many things, but a man can give a clearer judgment about things. So, and that is why when I was speaking to the brothers the other time, I said it, that as a man in a house, you are the king, you are a judge, and a lawgiver. And I thank God for where Brother Iford landed when he says that you have to maintain a standard. What God has given you as a man is a moral authority. Now, if you say smoking is moral in your home, all your children will be smokers. If you say education is unnecessary in your home, all your children will drop out of school. So you are the moral authority and a woman is a moral police. They are the one that enforces the law. So that standard that is raised, that this is the standard of behavior. Now, if you grow up in a setting where your moms try to correct you, but your dad indulges you a lot, even though you do a lot of wrong things wrong. You know, it might be that your dad is trying to make friends with you and just have you on his side. There is that tendency to have that there is some subtle politics going on in the house between spouses. It is only the grace of God that can really help you, because that is a very precarious way to be raised. And you will see a lot of people growing up without some very basic intelligence and common sense. And some of them have had to meet their mother once, and just once I know why. Because whenever the man says that this is a standard, this is a standard, this is a standard, it is the calling of that woman to nurture that child to meet that standard. One of the greatest scientists in the world was told to get out of school because they recommended that this child is a dummy and he cannot cope with education. Education is not meant for him. But when they took that report, the mother collected that report, and the child was trying to ask the mother, what is it? Said, the school just told me that you are a genius and you are too brilliant to be in a conventional school, that I should start homeschooling you. And the woman homeschooled that child, and the child became a genius. It was Thomas Edison. It was until many years after the mother died that they found, and he had become a world-renowned scientist, that they found that report inside the mother's shelf that he was actually advised to withdraw from school because he was considered a dummy whose brain is broken and can't cope with education. So, God made man, I'm just going to run through the differences between us. God made man a logical one, and it is not for no reason. It's for you to give clear judgments, clear standard, and all that. Clarity is your work. The woman is emotional. So the man is logical, the woman is emotional. That is one of the things that help her to sense many things. That man is rational. You like to rationalize everything, but all things is not subject to ration. So a woman is instinctive, uses more of an instinct and intuition than rationing. Yes, a man can take a tough stand. It is the duty of a man to train a child to be tough, because life is not necessarily kumbaya and and a ice cream kind of game. It's not necessarily a fair game. So it's a man to train a child to have that emotional and psychological mental stamina to be tough. Yes, women are naturally tender. So even while they are being the moral police, they will not be obsessive with it because they are tender and they are compassionate. That helps them to be compassionate while enforcing the law, because it's not an easy job. So if as a woman you overreact, it's a pointer that you lack a lot of emotional balance, and that is where you need to be taken care of. So a man is more like a director that gives. Where in the world were you when this thing was born in? But we should allow each other to be who we are. That is how God made us. A man is sacrificial. That is a man, the hallmark of a man's love is making sacrifices. But for a woman is a conservationist. Try to conserve things and have a reserve. That's why even if you run out of money in the house, women barely run out of money. Then our mental processors. A man's mental processor is segmented. He has this segmented: work, family, finance, this, that, every segment. But the woman's thoughts, mental processing is all conjoined. So we have segmented mental processor for a man. A woman's mental processor is conjoined. Everything is related and connected together. That's why they can multitask. But a man does like one thing at a time. A man hears from his heart. And there for now.